Beirut is the capital and largest city of Lebanon. As of 2014, Greater Beirut has a population of 2.2 million, which makes it the third largest city in the Levant region. The city is situated on a peninsula at the midpoint of Lebanon's Mediterranean coast. Beirut has been inhabited for more than 5,000 years, as one of Phoenicia's most prominent city-states, making it one of the oldest cities in the world. The first historical mention of Beirut is found in the Amarna letters from the New Kingdom of Egypt, which date to the 15th century BC. Beirut is Lebanon's seat of government and plays a central role in the Lebanese economy, with many banks and corporations based in the city. Beirut is an important seaport for the country and region, and rated a Beta Plus World City by the Globalization and World Cities Research Network. Beirut was severely damaged by the Lebanese Civil War, and its cultural landscape underwent major reconstruction. The English name Beirut is an early transcription of the Arabic name Beirut. The same name's transcription into French is Beirut, which was sometimes used during Lebanon's French occupation. The Arabic name derives from Phoenician Beirut or Beirut. This was a modification of the Canaanite and Phoenician word Beirut, meaning the wells, in reference to the site's accessible water table. The name is first attested in the 15th century BC, when it was mentioned in 3 Akkadian cuneiform tablets of the Amarna letters. Letters sent by King Amunirar of Beirut to Amenhotep III or Amenhotep IV of Egypt. Beirut was also mentioned in the Amarna letters from King Rib-Hatar of Byblos. The Greeks Hellenized the name as Berytus, which the Romans Latinized as Berytus. When it attained the status of a Roman colony, it was notionally refounded and its official name was amended to Colonia Lulia Augusta Felix Berytus to include its imperial sponsors. Beirut was settled more than 5,000 years ago, and the area had been inhabited for far longer. Several prehistoric archaeological sites have been discovered within the urban area of Beirut, revealing flint tools of sequential periods dating from the Middle Paleolithic and Upper Paleolithic through the Neolithic to the Bronze Age. Beirut I was listed as the town of Beirut by Louis Burkhalter and said to be on the beach near the Orient and Basal hotels on the Avenue des Français in central Beirut. The site was discovered by Lautet in 1894 and discussed by Godefroy Zomaffen in 1900. The flint industry from the site was described as Mousterian and is held by the Museum of Fine Arts of Lyon. Beirut too was suggested by Burkhalter to have been south of Tariq el-Jedidhe, where P. E. Giggs discovered a Copper Age flint industry at around 100 meters above sea level. The site had been built on and destroyed by 1948. Beirut 3, listed as Plateau Tabé, was suggested to have been located on the left bank of the Beirut River. Burkhalter suggested that it was west of the Damascus Road, although this determination has been criticized by Lorraine Copeland. P. E. Giggs discovered a series of Neolithic flint tools on the surface along with the remains of a structure suggested to be a hut circle. Auguste Bergy discussed polished axes that were also found at this site, which has now completely disappeared as a result of construction and urbanization of the area. Beirut IV was also on the left bank of the river and on either side of the road leading eastwards from the Furnesh Shebak police station towards the river that marked the city limits. The area was covered in red sand that represented Quaternary River terraces. The site was found by Jesuit Father Dylan Segar and published by fellow Jesuits Godefroy Zomaffen, Raoul describes and Auguste Bergy. Collections from the site were made by Bergy, describes and another Jesuit, Paul Bouvier Lapierre. Many Middle Paleolithic flint tools were found on the surface and inside gullies that drain into the river. They included around 50 varied bifaces accredited to the Acheulean period, some with a lustrous sheen, now held at the Museum of Lebanese Prehistory. Henry Fleisch also found an emerar point amongst material from the site, which has now disappeared beneath buildings. Beirut V was discovered by Dylan Segar and said to be in an orchard of mulberry trees on the left bank of the river, near the river mouth, and to be close to the railway station and bridge to Tripoli. Lavallois flints and bones and similar surface material were found amongst brecciated deposits. The area has now been built on. Beirut V was a site discovered while building on the property of the Lebanese Evangelical School for girls in the Patriarchate area of Beirut. It was notable for the discovery of a finely styled Canaanian blade javelin suggested to date to the early or middle Neolithic periods of Byblos, and which is held in the school library. Beirut 7. The Rivoli Cinema and Byblos Cinema sites near the Burj in the Rue El Arz area. R2.